Ladies and gentlemen of Yarmouth, welcome back to this week's edition of the Friday Five. With students starting school on Monday, I thought it may be appropriate to switch things up a little bit this week. So rather than going through 5 different items happening in town, we're gonna go back to the basics, share how the sausage is made, right? And do the ABCs of how decisions are made here in Yarmouth. So with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's Friday Five. A is for administration. Here in Yarmouth, we have what's called a council-manager form of government, which means that the public elects a 7-member town council, which develops a series of policies. These could be ordinances, they could be land use policies, it could be long-range planning documents, and they work with the staff or the town manager to implement these visions and these policies. So when it comes to those changes that you might see in town, it could be sort of our comprehensive plan, could be our climate action plan, other ordinance work that happens on a day-to-day basis. They work with a variety of different stakeholders, being advisory boards and committees and other statutory boards that we'll talk about in just a second, to develop out a long-range plan and develop these policies. As town manager, it's my role to work with the various departments and employees that we have here throughout the town of Yarmouth to install those policies. So again, we're doing a lot of the public outreach, we're continuing to work with boards and committees as liaisons, and we're refining this so that when we ultimately lay it out within the public, that it's just as the town council imagined. B is for boards and committees. We've talked about this in other Friday Five editions, but the volunteers that we have staffing these volunteer boards and committees are so integral to the decisions that are made and the policies that are ultimately developed. So within the town, we have various boards and committee opportunities ranging from parks and lands to sustainability to economic development. So there's something for everybody. And so we really rely on the folks who have the professional expertise and the willingness to participate in that process and lead these policy discussions to move these ideas forward. So if you're interested in taking a look at what you have for opportunities, what we have for vacancies within our various boards and committees, check out the town's website, yarmouth.me.us/boards and committees, to check that out. Now, in addition to the council-directed advisory committees, there are various statutory boards and committees that are outlined by state law. Those are the planning board, which again are appointed by the town council, but are an independent body making decisions on land use policy. We also have the Board of Assessment Review, which looks at appeals for various tax assessment questions for both residential and commercial property owners here in Yarmouth. And we also have the General Board of Appeals, which it goes towards appealing small land use decisions that the planning board may make or staff may make within their own capacities. C is for council decisions. Now, I've mentioned this in previous Friday Fives, but the town council meets 3 times per month. The first Thursday at 7:00 p.m. in the log cabin is their workshop meeting. This is their first opportunity to see a whole slate of agenda items for the month. They use this opportunity to learn more about it, get presentations from staff and from other advisory committees, and sort of start asking preliminary questions. The second Thursday at 7:00, this time in the community room at the town office, is their operations committee meeting. And that's sort of an informal workshop where they have an opportunity to dig into these items deeper, again, get additional presentation and talk amongst themselves on what they might want to do and whether or not it's ready to be advanced to a voting meeting the following Thursday. So again, voting meeting, 3rd Thursday of the month, 7:00, back in the log cabin. This is another televised meeting where they ultimately will make the decision on the slate of agenda items for that particular month. And so during the first and the third meetings, there's always opportunity for public comment. We welcome public comment, and it helps to make those informed decisions. So if you're interested in learning more about what's up on the September slate of meetings, check out the town's website. All of our background material for those meeting materials are there. And if you're interested in learning a little bit more about what's going on in town, in addition to what we've got going on at the town council meetings, always want to make this plug to sign up for the e-newsletter. It goes out monthly, and it's a great opportunity to get sort of an idea of what's going on, and there's often links to more information. So check that out. We'll have sort of where you can access and sign up for that e-newsletter down in the ticker below. And with that, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this sort of new edition of the municipal ABCs on this week's Friday 5. As always, we've had a blast putting this together, and if you have anything you want to learn a little bit more about, don't ever hesitate to reach out and let us know. With that, have a great weekend, Yarmouth. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next Friday.